What's up, guys? It's me. It's Tingle MMA, and I'm back. It's my second video. And today, I'm going to review the main card of Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, let's get right in. I think this is honestly a great card before we do start. We got great fights. Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat, that's an amazing fight. I'm honestly really excited for this one. I'm really excited for Jeff Neal Carlos protests. I know Jeff Neal got injured, so Ian Gary stepped up. I think it was something like that. I'm not too sure. Jared Cannonier, he's my third favorite fighter ever. He's fighting Michael Venom Page. I'm honestly really nervous for this fight. Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. I honestly think it's great to see Kai back, after being submitted by what's his name, Pantoja, in the second round, third round. Alright, let's go. So, first fight, we got Khamzat and Dricus du Plessis. So, Dricus has how many title defenses? I think 3. He beat Sean Strickland, then he beat Adesanya, and then he beat Sean again. Oh, no, he only has 2 title defenses, but I feel like he has a lot of all-time wins. He beat Robert Whittaker. He knocked out Robert Whittaker. He, beat John Strickland in a close decision, which I do think he won. Then he goes out, hurts Adesanya, then submits him, and then just beats Sean Strickland 50-45, almost, And then we got Khamzat Chimaev, he's a marauder. He's the Mike Tyson of grappling, some people would say. He's extremely dominant. He's had tons of first-round finishes. His wrestling is absolute. It is monstrous, disastrous, just overbearing. He is extremely strong, and he's extremely dangerous, especially early on. He beat Robert Whittaker, he beat Usman, he beat Kevin Holland, he beat Jin Liang, whatever the fuck. He beat, what's his name? Meerschaert knocked him out horribly. He beat the guy that Robert Whittaker knocked out. I forgot his name too. But this guy is a menace. He is a problem. He is extremely dangerous. And who do I think would win this fight? There is 2 ways this fight would go. Either Khamzat Chimaev dominates Dricus du Plessis in the wrestling really fast, really easily, submits him in the first, second round maybe. That, or Dricus du Plessis turns it into a dogfight and knocks this guy out. That, or he just puts a beating on him and just beats him 49-46. Yeah, 49-46, like that type of beating. Or this is like not very likely, but knowing these types of really dominant fighters, they just become like so good against the champion that, the really good champion, takes him down, either submits him or beats him in the striking or does some sort of like outlandish thing like that. But I don't think that's gonna happen. And me personally, I honestly have Dricus by either a decision or he knocks him out in the 4th or 5th round. He gasses him out by, stopping the takedown, surviving the first round, second, third, Khamzat slows down. And then by then, Dricus could just do whatever he wants at that point. He could either wrestle, submit him, or try to at least, or he could knock him out on the feet, which I honestly think is more likely because this man is such an awkward fighter. He looks so sloppy. He looks horrible when he fights. He looks like the type of fighter that Anderson Silva would like do that little lean back thing like 5 times and then throw a sloppy left hand and knock him out. He seems like that type of fighter, but he makes it work. He makes it look destructive and deadly. He has a lot of power too. He has power. This man has power. He has a lot of it, and he has 5-round stamina. I feel like a lot of people talk about, how he can only use like 7% of like his lung capacity, which is crazy if that's true. And then he had the surgery to fix his nose or something like that. And then he, look, he looks amazing. He's all time. I think honestly, he's either the 3rd or 4th best middleweight of all time based on the wins that he has now. But I got Dricus by decision. No, I have him by TKO in the 4th round. 5th round. One of those two. Now, Kamzat, very dangerous. I think the way that he could win, he could definitely, obviously, wrestle. Fucking put him on the ground, choke him to death. Just grab his fucking larynx, just squeeze until you break it or something. I don't know. This dude's just he's gonna maul him if he gets him to the ground. That's his main thing. He just has to get him to the ground, which I think he will do. He could take him down, get him to the ground, get his back, finish him in less than 5 minutes, and just walk off the champion. Absolutely amazing performance. A lot of people would glaze him or whatever, but yeah, I got Dricus. Either Dricus by TKO in the 5th, 4th round, or Kamzat by submission in the 1st, 2nd round. All right, next fight we got Jeff Neal, Carlos Prates. Carlos Prates is part of the Fighting Nerds. He's the first Fighting Nerd that lost, which honestly I don't think that matters, but I think that Carlos Prates is either gonna put this man out cold, or he's gonna just demolish him, dominate him. He's the taller man. He has more reach, more leg reach. He's a very dangerous striker. He has a lot of power. He's a Muay Thai striker, but something that he doesn't really have is the wrestling. His wrestling isn't so good. But Jeff Neal, he's a, powerful boxer. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he has a lot of knockouts, but this man has more. This man is more dangerous. This guy has gone through less decisions. He has more knockdowns per minute, or more knockdown average, which 2 over 1. He has an average fight time of 9 minutes, and yeah, he's fought more than Jeff Neal, and he's lost more than Jeff. His most recent loss coming by Ian Gary, by just beating him up the whole fight, and then the 5th round he got tired, then got hit a couple times, got knocked down. He looked fucking pathetic in there in the 5th round. I'm honestly surprised this guy didn't even try to knock him out as much as he did. But I got Carlos Prates by either a strong decision, or he's gonna knock him out in the early rounds. But I honestly don't think he'll do that. I think Jeff Neal has a good chin. He's fought against Shavkat. He's fought against lots of people. This guy has. I gotta see though. All right, okay, I don't care. He's fought against Dos Anjos. He, knocked him out in the 1st round. He fought against Ian Gary, Rachmanov, Vicente Luque, Ponzinibbio. He fought against Neil Magny. He's fought Stephen Thompson. And the way that he wins a lot of these are either close decisions or he just chins you. But, let's go back. Yeah, I got Carlos Prates by, 29, 28, or 30, 27, or by TKO in the 2nd or 1st round. Yeah, okay. Jared Cannonier, Michael Venom Page. Oh God, why'd they have to match him up with the hardest and best striker in the 185-pound division? This man is a problem, okay? His striking is so good, and he's proved himself to be an excellent striker. He's proved himself to be just an excellent fighter. He's so hard to get to because he's tall, he's really lanky, and he's rangy, and he has that karate stance where he's basically fighting, sideways with his, bouncing up and forth. It's like KSI. Imagine if KSI was 10,000 times better. Especially with Michael Venom Pages. He has knockouts, he has power, he has the kicks. He is a very, very talented striker. Jared Cannonier, on the other hand, this guy's a beast. He's a fucking gorilla. That's his nickname. But this guy, he has some good wins. He beat up Marvin Vettori. He knocked out RoboCop. Oops, let me go back. He knocked out RoboCop, which I'm very surprised. He was getting beat in the first, 2nd round. He was knocked down a couple times. RoboCop fully gassed out. He gassed out trying to get this man out of there. He couldn't. This guy is really durable and strong. He has heart too. He's strung in there, and then what was it? It was the 3rd, 4th, or yeah, it was either the 3rd. It was a 3rd round where he flipped the tables. He was beating him up. And then when the 4th round started, he came out and then finished him early on, I think less than 2 minutes. But his last 2 losses, it was against Imavov and Kaio, which those 2 are fighting. I'm very excited for that fight. But I thought that the Imavov stoppage was the worst stoppage I've ever seen. That stoppage was horrible. It was just horrible. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. That it was so bad. He was still in there. He was swinging. He was hurt. Yes. Was there a possibility of him getting finished? Yes. But was he even close? No. We got fucking stoppages like Green and what's his name? Tall dude, UFC 300. He knocked down Moicano, and then he fucking Jalen Turner almost got the first kill in UFC in MMA history. Just, dude, he was out flat on his back, just being pounded. Pause. Just left, right, and they didn't stop it. But for Jared Cannonier, I know it's different referees, but for Jared Cannonier, this guy fucking hurt him. He was walking backwards. He was stunned. Threw a couple of shots while Imavov was tagging him so he could get back into the fight or just hold him off. Then they fucking stopped it, man. I'm still mad about that, honestly. But let's not focus on that. And then the fight with him and Caio Borralho was pure domination. Caio is just too good for Jared, okay? Jared is old. He's, 41, 42, 43, around there. That doesn't mean anything. Coming from Jared, it doesn't really mean anything. Look at him in his last performance. He looked the same, okay? That was vintage Jared right there. And he just got outstruck by Caio. He got outstruck. He got beat up. He got out-wrestled. He almost got finished in the 5th round. I feel like they should have stopped that fight. That man was knocked out almost cold. And they didn't stop it. I'm surprised, honestly. But Michael Venom Page, I think he's a better striker than Caio. He doesn't have the wrestling that Caio has, but the striking, I think, is better. And I think, honestly, he could knock out Jared. He could either knock out Jared, or he could piece him up, keep him at distance, avoid the takedown, which Jared does have. He does have some decent wrestling. He could avoid all of that, and he could just, beat him up, win. Jared, I think he has to pressure the man. He has to get him to the cage. He has to just get him there. Either mix up the wrestling, which I think he should do. He should definitely mix up the wrestling. This is Michael Venom Page's weak point. Mix up the wrestling. Try to get some ground and pound, or just hold him down, hold him there, And he's strong. I think he can, but will he? I don't think so, I honestly, who do I have? I got Venom Page by a decision. He's gonna win, a couple of rounds. He's gonna win 2 rounds. He's gonna win either the 1st and 2nd, or he's gonna win the 1st and 3rd. Something like that, I think he's just gonna keep him at the end of his jab. The leg kicks, the body kicks. He's just gonna avoid all the strikes that Jared has for him. The height difference isn't that much, but the reach difference is how many inches? It's 1.5 inches. That's actually not much, but Michael Venom Page is just too rangy, too long for this man, and I think he's gonna piece him up and beat him by decision, which I'm very sad. This man is my 3rd favorite fighter, But yeah, that's who I have winning, Michael Venom Page, and Tim Elliott versus Kaya Sakura. I'm not even gonna lie, I have never watched Tim Elliott fight in my life. Yeah, I started really focusing on MMA. The first full UFC event that I ever watched, which isn't being the first UFC event that I ever watched, the one that I actually paid attention to and really focused on, it was Max Holloway versus the Korean Zombie. I stayed up 4 a.m. I did an all-nighter. It was painful. I stayed up, and then I saw fucking Max. Wow. It was Max. I saw Tatsuro Taira. He was one of the first fights. He, impressed me, which I'm glad. He's a great fighter. He lost to Rivaldo. He fought, then there was Ryan Spann, and what's his name? Anthony Smith. It was Alex Caceres, and what's his name? He's a bald guy. Oh, he fought Alex Caceres. Giga Chikadze. Giga Chikadze, and then, Max TKZ. Beautiful knockout. But who do I have winning? I got Kaya Sakura. This man is old. He's an old man, Tim Elliott. Let's look at his last fight was 2023. 2 years ago. Come on. What is that? That's old. This man is an old man, Look at that. That's so long ago. That's 2 fucking years ago. He lost to Makayev. He fucking beat Wudar Rajar. I don't even know. That was racist. But yeah, he's gonna get knocked out. Either second or third round. Kaya Sakura is a good striker, but he doesn't really have the wrestling. If I were Tim Elliott, I would mix up the wrestling, try to submit him. But I got Kaya Sakura. I think this is a bounce back fight that the UFC orchestrated. They want this man to be at the top. I think he's gonna win. And they want him to be exciting. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm a casual. I like to think that I'm not. I like to think that I'm like properly educated. But don't worry, guys. Production, it's gonna ramp up from here. It's gonna keep getting better and better. I'm gonna make slideshows, PowerPoints. I'm gonna do all that type of stuff. I'm gonna, include editing, maybe a little bit of humor here and there, because I feel like a lot of MMA YouTubers are just not funny, or at least not funny to me. They're so damn corny. It's always these like stupid jokes, they're like dumb, lowbrow humor. God, I'm acting like a snob right now, but no, I'm hoping to be a little funny. At least I could give you my takes. Maybe they're hot takes, maybe they're not, because I'd say I have some pretty good predictions. I predicted some good UFC fights, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what happens next. And what's gonna happen next? I'm gonna become a big MMA YouTuber to the point where I could interview Jared Cannonier. That is my dream. My dream is to interview my favorite fighters, Jared Cannonier, Max Holloway, and the fighters like those. Which, do I think that's gonna happen? Being honest, no. Those are big, man. Those are big people. Especially Max. He's the GOAT. He's my GOAT. He's my second favorite fighter ever. He's the third best featherweight of all time, below Jose Aldo and Volk. He's the most entertaining fighter in the UFC, in my opinion. He's just a great man. Jared Cannonier. Okay. I'm gonna give you the reason why he's my favorite. My third favorite. So, the reason he's my third favorite UFC fighter ever. There's a clip on my official account, Tingle Doody Bop, and it's me playing with my friend, my best friend. I was Bruce Buffer. He was Jared Cannonier, and I thought he looked like Kevin Hart in the UFC 4 game. He still does. That dude is fucking Kevin Hart. Okay. And there was this dance I used to do with Bruce. The dance he does, and he jumps back, and I used to have a little tune to it, and I used to do that all the time. We had the strength turned up all the way, and he ended up knocking me out while I did, I think it was either that dance or Superman punch. He knocked me out. I went flying backwards. It was a hootenanny. We were hooting and hollering. It was hilarious. And from then, he became my favorite fighter, or one of my favorite fighters for some reason. And yeah, it's really random, okay? But then I remember we would have the tournaments. It was, the strength would be turned up all the way. It would be AI versus AI. And that man would always knock out everybody. And I know the strength is turned up 100, but there's other fighters with more strength that are better than him, and he would still find a way to hit him with an overhand and starch them out cold. I remember we had a tournament. It was Alex Pereira, it was Adesanya, it was a couple really random fighters, and he would knock out everybody within the first round because he just had this perfect timing. The AI, he was the best AI, especially when you had the strength turned up. But that's why he's my favorite. But yeah, let me just give you my TNTL. I don't even know what that means, bro. To put it shortly, I got Dricus by TKO third, fourth round. I got Khamzat Chimaev by first, second round sub, but I got Dricus by fourth, fifth round TKO. I got Carlos Prates by either strong decision or third or first round KO. I got Michael Venom Page by decision, or he could knock him out because Jared Cannonier he's been hurt in all 3 fights that he's had recently. He's been hurt, okay, really badly too, especially in the Kyle Barrio fight. He's been hurt in every single one of those fights. He did come back for the RoboCop fight, but he still was hurt. I got Michael Venom Page by decision, and then I got Kaya Sakura by knocking this man out in the first or second round, getting a highlight reel KO. Oh my god, so crazy. Kai is back. He's a dangerous contender. His striking's so cool, or whatever. Yeah. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start watching every single UFC event from start to finish, so I can actually, take notes and start focusing on the fighters, up-and-coming contenders, because the UFC is not just about these big fighters. It's not just about freaking Khamzat Chimaevs of the world. It's not about the Dricus Duplessis of the world. It's not about the Kaya Sakuras, the Jared Cannonier, Michael Venom Page. This man is an old man. He's in his 40s. He's going to retire in 2-3 fights, I give him. Michael Venom Page, 5 fights, I give him, at least. Carlos Prates, he's a new contender. He's already the co-main, which is great. But Jeff Neal, this man is old. Let's go over here. You got Brian Battle. It's my name. And you got Nurulstan Ruziboyev. These are new fighters. You got Edson Barbosa. This guy's a veteran. Versus Dakar Close. This is a new fighter. Chase Hooper. Alexander Hernandez. These are new fighters. Jessica Andrade. I'm sorry, but I hate her because of the fight that she had with Raquel Pennington. I'm never watching her again. I'm sorry. Lupi Godinez. I've never heard of her before. I don't know these fighters. I know Gerald Mearshart. That's the guy that Khamzat Chimaev murdered. He fucking put his chin in his throat. Michael Alekjanzachuk. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he fought what's his name? Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland broke his arm. He fought a couple of people. I actually like this guy. But he's not that good. Pretty sure he got kicked out of the UFC, then came back. Then you got King Green, Diego Ferreira. I don't know Diego Ferreira. I need to get better. And that's what I'm going to do. I have a burning passion for the UFC. I love the UFC. I was genuinely thinking of starting training, all that type of stuff, see if I could, turn pro. But I think it's too late for me. I'm too old for that. I'm still going to try it anyways, either that or boxing. But, I feel like a lot of people who watch UFC don't watch the prelims because they don't know who these people are. They only watch it for their favorite fighters or people that they know, And everybody retires. You're gonna lose your favorite. Everyone is, everyone's gonna retire sometime soon. Given 5 years, people that are at the top of the top, they're either gonna be GOATs or they're gonna lose. They're gonna go down, or they're gonna stay, or they're gonna retire. Fighters come and go a lot. Dustin Poirier, fan favorite, he just retired. That's insane to me. That era of from 2016 to 2019, that era is fading away fast. Oliveira got chinned. Max Holloway, he's still there. Alexander Volkanovski, he's back, but he got knocked out fucking twice in a row. But, not to get sidetracked, but I feel like all these fights are just as good or maybe even better than the main card fights. Because the expectations that you have for these people, they aren't high, especially if you don't know them. That's going to be me, I'm going to form favorites from completely random things. And I'm going to like fighters, going to hate fighters, but I'm going to start watching it for you guys, going to tell you. And do I think I'm going to get tons of views? No. Do I think I'm going to get super popular? No. I'm honestly doing it because it's fun and I like to talk, especially about the UFC being my favorite sport tied with boxing. I think it's extremely entertaining. It's more entertaining. It's more brawly than boxing. Boxing is much more technical, and the times that you have a brawl is way less. And a lot of times boxing is boring. And the UFC, on a higher basis, it is more entertaining than boxing. I love boxing. It is my favorite sport along with the UFC, or MMA, I mean. God, I'm one of those types of people. But honestly, I think MMA is more entertaining. It's just there's so many factors that make things more like entertaining and not only that, just risky. You know, there's a lot of risk compared to boxing. You could get good at one thing in boxing. Boxing, that's the one thing that you gotta get good at. You know, MMA, it's everything, dude. Some dude could walk in. He's the best boxer of all time. He has insane fucking power. This man starches everybody. You get a mediocre wrestler, it's over. The hype is done. That's what happened to Francis Ngannou. I mean, Francis came back, knocked out Stipe, but Stipe fucking schooled him in that first fight, you know? What's his name? Rebelis de Spain. He got fucking wrestle fucked. They kicked him out. They kicked that nigga out because he had no wrestling, you know? And that's what I love. The fact that there's so many aspects, and it's not just the striking that's entertaining. Wrestling can be just as entertaining and maybe even more entertaining than boxing. Because, like, especially when you have two competent grapplers that aren't just trying to, you know, hold their opponent to the fence, you know, you get a very, very high skill, high IQ battle, you know? It's more like a game of chess because there is less risk in wrestling, but you can still get fucking... Some dude could put you in a crucifix, you know? Start fucking pounding on you. Some dude could get your back, full mount, all those types of things, side guard, you know, all that type of stuff. You know, I'm not too educated on that, so I don't really know the names of the positions or the names of the submissions either. I don't know that much, man. I'm pretty dumb, honestly, but I hope that I can learn for you guys. But I've been yapping for like 5 minutes, but yeah, I hope you guys, you know, enjoy this review. If you do, leave a like, leave a comment. That one person that stayed at the end, I'm watching you. I mean, thank you. You know, if you're not one of my friends or nothing like that, but like, yeah, thank you, man. Nobody's gonna watch this, so I could just say whatever I want. Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright, goodbye, guys.